could do a book together or work together and make something. And she said, why don't we do 21 spiritual lessons for the 21st century? Okay. So I said, why don't you write 11 and I'll write 10? And then we made lists, and our list did not overlap of topics. So what do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that, and I remember Laurent has written many books. Those of you that know, or in the Baba community, you know, he's I don't know, he said he stopped counting, but I think it's around a dozen, shall we say. And he wrote an entire book on listening and forgiveness, and then he allowed me to write a chapter on something that he'd written an entire book about, and I remember feeling really empowered by that. Like, this person has written a whole book about forgiveness, and then he's allowing me to write a chapter on it, you know, and I remember that being really special.
I like how you're like really open in the book and how like kind of like cuss and stuff like that. It's kind of like almost like just human and all. And we can't hear you.
Very much.
It's like this far away from you.
I like how you cuss in the book. It makes it more alive and just funny.
Alive and funny. Well, I can say a couple words about that. You know, I've been with Mayor Baba since 1986. And in the beginning, a lot of what I experienced was what I call now varnished Baba. Alexander, if you know what I'm talking about, it's the version that has been made presentable for all of humanity. And then as I got deeper and deeper into Baba, I started talking to his disciples in India, and Don Stevens and other people. And what I found is an unvarnished Baba, which I love. And that version of Baba is, for example, Padre, one of Baba's closest disciples. If he'd get upset, he'd start cursing at somebody and saying, "What? How the hell are you coming in here at midnight? What the?" And just, you know, going nuts on them. And they would say, "Padre, where did you learn to curse like that?" And he goes, "Don't you know? That's how Baba talked to us." And I love that. And so, you know, I saw this meme and it said, if you're texting somebody and you put F***CK, God knows what you mean and he thinks you're a pussy. And I thought, I love that. So I saw all these asterisks in the book. F***CK, P***SSY. I'm like, what are we doing? Who are we? Let's just take all the asterisks out. Come on.
I love it.
So apparently they like it, so we should keep doing it.
Yeah. I did it because I wanted to be relatable. You know, I want to reach 18 to 25-year-olds. Suicide is the leading cause of death for 18 to 25-year-olds in America, and it is an epidemic that we're not talking about. And so we wrote the book. We have the lowest rates of church attendance of any generation in recorded human history, and the highest rates of suicide. And I'm like, there's got to be a correlation between highest rates of suicide and lowest rates of faith. And so I wrote the book to be accessible, to be down to earth, to be non-denominational. I'm not up on a tower. I haven't figured it out. I talk about how I don't know and how I'm still learning. And I talk about how I've been fucking figuring it out. And so I'm glad you like it.
Well, I want to say another thing. Many times when people ask me about Baba, they see my Baba necklace or they see a Baba button and they're like, who is that? And I start to say a few words about Baba and they say, oh, well, what religion is it? Right, Marlene? Marlene, you've heard that, right? People say, well, what religion is it then? And I'm like, it's not a religion, it's more like spiritual, you know? And then they'll say, well, tell me more about it. And I'll say a few more words. And, oh, then it's Buddhist. And I'm like, okay, fine, it's Buddhist. So, I've been in many churches. I've talked to many preachers, pastors, this one's, that one's. And Baba made it very clear, you do not need a religion to find God within you. The truth is within everybody. If you're going to a church, that's great. And Baba would say, find the core of your faith, the essence of your faith, whatever it is. You don't need to leave it. You don't need to find another one. If you're an atheist, that's fine too. Whatever you need to do, just go to the essence of it, not the surface, not the rituals and the scriptures and all that. That's like kindergarten training wheels, go deeper. That's the gist of it. Does that sound good? Yeah.
Can you tell people who Baba is, just for the non-Baba people?
I can only tell somebody who Baba is to me.
Okay.
I can't say who Baba is to anybody else. To me, he's the living Christ, the one who comes age after age to give humanity a fresh dispensation of the truth and a fresh push closer to the real you within you. It's really the essence of you, but people have a hard time with that, so they make an external version of it. But it's the real you.
I also really like how you start each chapter with like a poem or a quote. Could you share one?
That's good.
I thought it was great to share something from the book, even though it's not my own words. Big poetry lovers over here, and one of the greatest poets probably that will ever live is Rumi. And so this is a poem that I put in the chapter about how God is dog, and how dog is a reflection of God. And I chose the poem A Great Wagon by Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill, where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep.
Naughty, naughty.